In this module, I am going to introduce you to your ideal member. It is easy to create a $1 million digital business. That you can do so by bringing people together and helping them get results and transformation that they're never going to get on their own. The first, and I would argue probably the most important piece, it is your ideal member. And it turns out that there is a relatively simple formula for identifying your ideal member. Now, a lot of people out there talk about it as like, pick your niche, then figure out who your ideal customer is. Some of that's true, but here's what I've found to be the easiest thing in the world. Number one is figure out who you like and who brings you energy and who you would be excited to bring together and help in ways that they're not even thinking about. That is your ideal member. Now, here is the formula in terms of how do you get your first members? How do you get your first customers? You want to start with human beings. But then the second and most important piece, the people who join paid communities, the people who buy online courses, the people who participate in challenges, the people that are going to show up at your event, the most motivated of them have one thing in common. They are in transition. So human beings in transition are absolutely the people to focus on when you are launching, whether it's a course or a membership or a challenge or event. A niche is great, but if you pick a niche where you focus on people who are happy with where they are, they're not going to join, and they're certainly not going to pay you money. The people who are in transition are the most motivated to meet people like them, whether that's new dads, whether that's people who just moved to a new city and just graduated from college and are looking to meet their 20-something era friends, or whether it's the people that are meeting each other because they're all starting in the same industry together, or they're exploring sobriety together. People join communities, they take courses, they participate in challenges, and they show up at events when they are in transition. It's also when people are the most comfortable and the most justified in terms of showing up, engaging, and also paying money. What's great about people in transition as well, you have the best opportunity to really clearly provide them clear results. They actually want to go from where they are to a new place. And your community is going to help them get there faster, better, in a more energizing and joyous way than anything else they can do. So would you rather go to a party and meet people on the same path who are excited to meet you, or sit around and watch more videos? Now, you might say sit around and watch more videos, especially if it's videos of me, but that is the wrong answer. When you are able to go to an amazing party with amazing people who are on the same path, you're gonna learn more, you're gonna have more fun, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna be inspired, and you're gonna accomplish the things that you could only dream of accomplishing. It's a no-brainer. When you focus in on an ideal member who is a human in transition, they are the core of your community, and they bring in other people. So you can always expand out from the people that are in transition. I'll give you an example. One of the things I see a lot is people who show up as hosts of Mighty Networks who want to bring together people in the C-suite, so executives at companies and executives in marketing or user experience design or lumberjacking. When you focus on people who are really experienced and who already have their network, you hear a lot of times, well, they don't have time for a new community. They're not interested in a membership. And what tends to happen is the person who's the host, that might be you, oh gosh, nobody wants to join a community. That is simply not true. If you go to the up and coming marketing executives, if you go to the people who are just starting off in their marketing career, they are highly motivated to join your community and to create people magic. Then what happens is that you have an incredibly engaged community. And those same C-suite people, those same executives who couldn't be bothered with the community of their own, well, guess what? They're actually probably going to show up to speak at events and be a part of mentoring those up-and-comers. They're probably also going to be excited about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and potentially even sponsor it because they love what is happening in this community and the fact that that next generation is going to be able to navigate their careers together. That's invaluable. And it's all because you focused in on the people who are the most motivated to meet each other, the most motivated to pay, and the most valuable to each other. They're the most likely to help each other. And when you look at what's possible, then sky's the limit. Because when a group of people come together and they have a shared identity and really clear motivation, magic happens. So let me show you some examples here. So this is a paid membership on Mighty called the Slow AF Run Club. AF does in fact stand for what you think it stands for. It is for back of the pack or slow runners new to running who are excited to level up. So what is their transition? Well, they're nervous about tackling a new goal, and specifically how they train. And in their quest to complete their first race, they want to be a part of a community of runners, and specifically a community of runners that look, sound, feel, and care the way that they do. As they are searching for training knowledge, as they are navigating that feeling of ambition but isolation, that is who the Slow AF Run Club serves. Let's go to another one. 100 Days of Songwriting. I love communities that actually tell you in the name what it does. Slow AF certainly does that as well. So for them, it is a songwriter who is eager to write and publish new songs and to be able to do it in a structured and formatted way. Wants to overcome that lack of motivation or those fears that are keeping them from trying to do this on their own in an isolated way. They're ready to embrace a new and fresh and interesting creative process, and a creative process with other people who are invested in the same process. And lastly, not only getting expert feedback from the professional songwriters in 100 Days of Songwriting, but from their peers as well. And when you just put all of that goodness together in one place, you are in fact creating people magic. So Shrubs-Schreiber, which if you try to say that even one time, you may or may not get it right. So this is a community for climate conscious gardeners and helping schools grow and distribute trees. They're attracting someone like Steve Clark, who is motivated to be a part of the climate solution and is looking for ways to have an impact. As he sees the opportunity to plant more trees, that sounds pretty awesome. And he's probably going to meet some other really fantastic people who are also climate conscious and who also want to plant amazing trees. And maybe there's even a set of teachers within this community in Steve Clark's area where together they can come up with locally appropriate gardening curriculum and how to actually set up that school garden, all because there is clarity. When you start to think about, well, what if they had said, wait a second, I want to be inclusive. I want to make sure anybody can be a part of this. Everyone on the planet should be a part of the climate solution. Well, the problem when you go too broad and you're not specific in terms of who that human is and what is their transition, when a community is for everybody, it's for nobody, because it's not about who you could potentially impact. It's about bringing together a core group of people with your ideal member who get value from each other. So being really clear about your ideal member gives you that opportunity. And I love this one because I think it does such a great job. It shows humans in transition, but adds a little kick to it as well. So Playwork is a paid membership for people who are new to the technology industry, just starting off in their careers, who love gaming. So in this case, you've got somebody like Caleb Edison. He is starting his first full-time job in technology as an engineer at a startup and is adjusting to finding time for gaming, but also trying to figure out how he networks with people. Do you go to events? Playwork solves it by saying you're going to meet amazing people who are like you. And by the way, we also love to game. Another one, the Sober Mom Squad. Again, when you have that ability to identify your ideal member in the name of your community, it works, and it works very, very well. So in this case, we have an ideal member who embraced sobriety 2 months ago, whose habits and practices are still pretty new, pretty fragile, and is looking for other moms like her in a welcoming and non-judgmental environment. The number one thing you got to do is make sure you are clear about those people that you are going to bring together and create people magic for. But starting with people in transitions will absolutely make your life so much easier. So hopefully you see in these examples just how easy it is to find and identify your ideal member. It's a human being in a transition. And it turns out that we at Mighty can help you with this, because any time you create a new free trial, we help you identify your ideal member by asking you a simple question. Who would you like to bring together? And then we get to work using AI to help you brainstorm your ideal member. Yes, who do you think you want to bring together? How do we make it more specific? And how do we identify those transitions that are going to guarantee that your members are going to join? They're going to meet each other. They're going to get extraordinary engagement, which means they're going to get phenomenal results and transformation that ultimately turns into word of mouth and ongoing growth and amazing results. So that's your ideal member. Now, we're going to take your ideal member and give them something to do. In the next module, I'm going to show you the best year ever, which I'm kind of biased because I think it's actually one of the most fun of our 9 pieces of People Magic Profit. Thanks for tuning in to People Magic Profit, a 9-part series where I show you exactly how to build the most profitable digital community membership by creating people magic. And if you want more, I have got a podcast, also called People Magic, where we do a deep dive of all of the topics I've covered in this masterclass. Head on over to Mighty Networks, where we have got a free trial waiting for you. Until next time, I'm Gina Bianchini, and thanks for being a part of People Magic Profit.